Welcome back. Now, today, December 5th, is observed as World Competition Day. It is a day when global attention is directed towards fostering healthy competition and advocating for fair market practices. This year's commemoration takes place under the theme Competition Policy and Inequality. The Namibian Competition Commission is entrusted as the principal institution to promote and safeguard fair competition in Namibia by promoting efficiency, adaptability, and development of the Namibian economy. And joining us now for an overview of the competition landscape in Namibia, as well as plans to commemorate the day, is Namibian Competition Commission Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Vitalis Ndalikokule. Very good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Good morning, Shishi, and thank you for having me.
A happy World Competition Day to you. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Of course, first and foremost, I think a good place to start with is by looking at the significance of this day in underscoring the importance of fair competition. How much impetus has this day added to fair competition across the globe? Yeah.
Thank you very much. The significance of the competition, World Competition Day, dates back to the 5th of December 1980, when the United Nations General Assembly adopted what is today known as the UN set of principles on competition rules, which basically sets the international standards on competition law. Mm-hmm. Since then, a number of countries in the world adopted these UN sets of principles, Namibia included. Yes. And as a result, in 2003, Namibia enacted a competition law which currently regulates competition in the market. And it was implemented since 2009. Mm-hmm. And since then, we have been on the road to implement competition law in Namibia.
Fantastic. And how do you describe the competition landscape in the country today?
Well, we have fairly moving towards a competitive market. Mm-hmm. It's slow, but we're getting there. Yep. A number of competition players or market players basically do notice that there is a need for us to ensure that there is competition in the market. Yes. And yes, there are those who obviously violating competition here and there, mm-hmm. but we as an institution responsible for regulating competition, we are there to ensure that those who are not complying are complying. Yep. And yes, we are very happy that we are moving towards ensuring competition in the market.
Fantastic. Of course, a big part of that is also ensuring that, the mandate of the NACC is understood by the public. Does the public have an understanding of what the Commission does and why the Commission exists? And when we speak about competition, why is it important to regulate competition in the market here?
Yes, thank you very much. The advocacy is one of the important tools that we are actually using to ensure that the market understands what competition is all about. Yes. Today's commemoration is also going to be used as an event where we are also going to ensure that we advocate, yes. educate, and inform our stakeholders out there of the importance of competition in the market.
Very much indeed. We are, of course, approaching the end of 2024. How do you reflect on this year for the Commission? What would you say have been some of the most notable achievements of the Commission?
Well, it has been a very busy year. If you look at it from the perspective of mergers, for example, yes. We have done about 70 mergers during the course of the year.
70.
Wow. A number of those actually coming from the mining industry, mm-hmm. the port sector, the retail sector, the agricultural sector, and property market. Wow. And yes, there is also from the side of restrictive business practices a number of investigations that we have done, yes. in terms of cartels, abuse of dominance, and restrictive practices. Yeah. And yes, it has been a very busy year for us.
Indeed, a very busy year. And unfortunately, the NACC has, picked up a label as, quote unquote, a super regulator. First and foremost, what do you have to say to such sentiments here?
In the first place, these sentiments basically holds no merit. The Namibian Competition Commission was established in terms of the Act of Parliament, the Competition Act number 2 of 2003.
Yes.
The Commission has been established to implement that Act. We have been implementing the Act without actually necessarily going out of the bounds of that Act.
Okay.
And therefore, when somebody says we are turning into a super regulator, that somebody must prove that we have gone over and above what is provided in terms of the Act that we need to implement. But as far as we know, we have been implementing the law as is, and nothing has been done contrary to what the law provides.
Yep. Or is it a question of that the NACC is currently so active and being seen out there that people may perhaps have this perception?
Yes, being active is what we are required to do in the market so that we ensure that the market complies, and that is really what the law provides us to do.
Yeah, very much indeed. I want to take a look at one of the incidences from this year. Of course, you're touching on the issue of mergers earlier on, and I want to look at one such merger in the retail sector. Of course, a merger that took place at the town of Grootfontein, and they failed to, of course, alert the NACC about this merger and plans thereof. Talk to us about perhaps this type of oversight that takes place in the market, and whether the market truly understands the importance of involving the NACC in all dealings, in all mergers, in all kinds of deals that go underway.
Namibia has a mandatory notification system. What that means is that all mergers that are to take place in Namibia must be notified to the Competition Commission and should be approved before any implementation takes place. Now, if any merger is implemented without prior notification and approval of the Competition Commission, that is a contravention of the Act, and it carries with it a penalty if one is found to contravene the Act. And that is basically what happens with the Grootfontein retail market. Very much.
Thank you for that clarity. You, of course, just coming back to your earlier sentiments, around the label of super regulator, the NACC has the tricky responsibility of, promoting fair competition while also attracting investment and protecting national interests. How tricky is it to balance this? And of course, how are you managing in balancing that here?
Yeah, thank you very much. That's very tricky, but the method to basically balance this is the Competition Act. Yeah. The Act provides the means by which we are able to balance investment attraction, promoting fair competition, and ensuring that we take care of public interest. Yeah. Now, when you look at mergers, for example, mergers by their very nature are actually your brownfield investments, meaning these are investments into existing companies.
Yes.
Now, if a merger takes place in that, brownfield, we do have to ensure that, there is no anti-competitive effect that merger will bring. Yeah. That's one balancing thing that we have to do. The second thing is that we need to ensure that there are no public interest concerns, basically meaning that the merger does not lead to any, employment loss. Okay. While at the same time ensuring that, of course, when we approve the merger, it should bring benefits in terms of all other, benefits required from merger, whether it's employment, investment, and so forth to Namibia. Yep. And therefore, the Act is our balancing act that we use to ensure that we balance all this when you do those.
Fantastic. And you've overseen the 70 mergers this year alone.
Yes, we have overseen over 70 mergers. And when you look at now the sentiments that are expressed, we have not prohibited any of those mergers. They were all approved. Of course, some of them are approved with conditions. And the conditions are actually basically meant to ensure that we remedy the concerns. And the concerns would either be your competition concerns or public interest concerns.
Okay. Yeah. Talk to us about the issue of cartels. I think, not too long ago, we accommodated you on this very platform and we discussed the issue of cartels within the markets. Where are we today as far as Namibia is concerned here?
Yes, cartels is one of our concerns as a competition authority. We do not want to have cartels thriving in the market because they are harmful to the economy. And therefore, we have currently about 4 investigations that are going on in that area. Some of them are, abuse of dominance. Some of them are market allocation. Some of them are, hardcore cartels. And yes, there's 4 investigations going. There's 3 investigations completed. And there is currently about 4 investigations that are before court. Because once we finish with investigations when it comes to cartels, we do have to prosecute. If we don't settle, we will have to go to court, and then court will have to decide.
Very much.
And that's really what we're doing currently with regard to cartels.
Fantastic stuff. Of course, we know that the competition bill is currently before the August House as well, of course, still pending to be presented before the August House. Just provide us an update as far as you can regarding the competition bill here and how that might strengthen your mandate as well here.
Yes, we expect the competition bill really to expand the mandate of the competition authority. Currently, the bill is with the Minister of Industrialization and Trade, who is our line minister. The minister is currently busy trying to ensure that she has done consultations before she presents a bill to Parliament. From our side, there's a competition authority. We are currently busy with the rules, so that when the minister, presents the bill to Parliament and Parliament, approves the bill and then act it into law, the rules will be ready for us to implement, and that's where we are at the moment.
What are the key areas that this bill looks to strengthen comparing to the current act under which you operate here?
Yeah, well, the bill basically looks to bring in an angle of us trying to establish a competition tribunal. If that is approved, then it will help us basically to ensure that all matters that requires court, you will first have to go to a tribunal, which is a faster way of ensuring that you resolve those matters.
Very much.
But we'll still have a court as an avenue to say when the tribunal considers those, the parties will still have a recourse if they are not happy with the decision of the tribunal.
Fantastic.
But all this will only come in when the bill is approved.
So how does the current system, the current way of doing things, of course, taking a matter that is not settled to the courts, talk to us about the challenges in that in itself. I can imagine issues of delays, etc.
The process at the moment, if the Competition Commission makes a decision on any matter, especially the merger process, the parties will have a recourse to the Minister of Industrialization and Trade. They would have to apply for a review, and the minister will have to make a decision on review to either agree with the Competition Commission's decision or overturn the Competition Commission's decision or amend the decision of the Commission and approve the measure with conditions. Now, if the parties are not happy with the minister's decision, again, they have the recourse to apply to the High Court of Namibia for their matter to be decided. And that is really the process at the moment.
Very much. Quite cumbersome by the sounds of it. Looking at, of course, the commemoration of today, World Competition Day. It's taking place under the theme Competition Policy and Inequality. Firstly, what does that theme mean to you, and talk to us about the commemoration of the day?
Thank you very much. That theme is very close to our heart as a competition authority because it will help us to ensure that not only speaking about competition, but we also want competition to help reduce inequality in our society.
Absolutely.
And that is the essence of today's theme. And yes, the day will be commemorated, as you indicated earlier, at Soweto Market. We have decided to celebrate the day with the micro, small, and medium enterprises at Soweto Market. And we use the event basically to inform, educate, and provide information to our SMEs and MMSMEs.
Fantastic. As far as your message to the Namibian public and businesses, consumers, etc., in safeguarding fair competition, your closing sentiments, yes.
Thank you very much. For businesses, the message is basically comply, because if you don't comply, this may affect your bottom line, the bottom line of your business, because non-compliance could actually lead to a fine, and that fine affects the bottom line. For consumers, be vigilant and proactive. If you see any anti-competitive behaviors or practices taking place in the market, inform the Competition Commission, and we will be able to take action.
Mr. Ndalikokule, thank you for being with us. A happy World Competition Day to you once more, and all the best with the work that you're doing here.
Thank you very much.
There you have it, the Chief Executive Officer of the Namibian Competition Commission, Mr. Vitalis Ndalikokule, talking to us about World Competition Day, which is today. It is, of course, observed on the 5th of December and looks to underscore the importance of promoting fair competition in the markets. To stay with us, we continue with more interviews right here on Good Morning Namibia.